Oh. Qué bonita celebración
cumpleaños!
cibernética, oigan. Qué padre.
¿Dónde está el
Gracias.
pastel?
Les muestro mi pastel. Está de huevos, pero es de aguacate con chocolate. ¿Lo pueden creer? Y no sabe a aguacate.
Bueno, la verdad vi tu post de tu pastel, no se veía nada antojable, pero dije, bueno, debe ser muy healthy.
Oye, ¿cómo no se veía antojable si se veía puro chocolate?
Yo no lo vi muy rico, la verdad.
Te lo pierdes. Para los que nos gusta el chocolate, sabía a cacao. Oigan, mil gracias,
Bueno.
oigan, mil gracias por conectarse y por estar aquí celebrando. Yay. Y le dije a Janelle,
¿Cuántos cumples? ¿25?
20, de hecho 24, amigo.
Sí, se te ve, se te ve. Luego recomiéndanos qué estás haciendo para verte de 24.
Hay una pastillita ahí amarilla que te hace que los genes se te empiecen a ir para atrás y la edad empieza a ir detrás. Entonces, ahí te platico luego de la pastillita.
Perfecto.
Che, viejas. Oye, pues qué chido. Pues muchísimas gracias. Oigan, pues yo ahora les quiero agradecer a ustedes. Gracias por estar, por ser parte de mi vida, porque aunque no los he abrazado a todos y no los he apretado, pues los que ya han disfrutado mis abrazos apretados, ¿qué tal, verdad? Así que magulladores, agárrense, porque en cuanto abran esta jalada, los voy a ver y los voy a abrazar a cada uno. Entonces, mil gracias, mil gracias. Me siento bendecida de ser parte de esta tribu y de crecer juntos y de derribar piedras juntos y de aprender juntos y de inspirarnos mutuamente. Así que eso es lo que yo les quiero agradecer mucho, mucho de veras. Son de lo mejor. Ahora sí que son el foch de mi vida, chicos. No la cereza, el foch, porque soy una chocolate maníaca. Y bueno, pues ahora, ¿a quién más agradece en lo que viene Janelle? Le dije a Janelle que se conecte al cuarto porque para dar avisos y eso, y no está ahí como que, pues ahí escuchando, ¿ya saben? Entonces, ¿quién da el segundo agradecimiento?
Yo agradezco literal, por tu vida, mi Pati, agradezco por tu presencia, agradezco por haberme presentado este proyecto y qué mejor hacerlo en el marco de tu cumpleaños que dura 48 horas, entre el tiempo de México y el tiempo de Australia. Yo te agradezco de todo corazón el que ahora sí que por tu terquedad y tus aceleres, pues me hayas presentado este proyecto, me has tenido la paciencia de estar ahí aguantándome con mi carácter y todo eso y estarme dando la información y la paciencia de estar siempre ahí, sobre todo como siempre lo hemos dicho, primero como amiga y después como socios, ¿no? Y ese es un mensaje que yo tengo muy claro y agradezco a todo el equipo. Justo hoy escuchaba una frase y por eso lo agradezco. Que redes de mercadeo a los desconocidos los hacemos amigos y a los amigos lo hacemos familia. Entonces, pues eso me encantó porque definitivamente pues nos acercamos más a cada uno. Y pues bueno, gracias Pati, gracias por este proyecto y gracias a cada uno de ustedes. Y porque nos vamos a ver algunos el próximo fin de semana, entonces eso también me emociona mucho.
No me digan eso, pues se celebran de mi parte, oigan, por favor, me mandan ahí la margarita y todo, qué envidia, oigan. Ya, como que yo me estoy como que para mí este proyecto ha sido de aprender a lidiar con el FOMO, ¿no? O sea, el fear of missing out. O sea, el que nada más los veo divirtiéndose poca más, abrazándose, pero espérense que ya pueda yo ir. Agárrense, porque viene el huracán, como diría nuestro querido biohacker. Entonces, qué padre que se van a ver. Pues gracias, mi Maru. No, la verdad es que sí es cierto. Y algo padre es que, a diferencia de los negocios tradicionales, donde lo haces con amigos, se dicen, ¿cómo es el dicho? No hagas negocios con amigos y con familia. Aquí es todo lo contrario, porque te puedes agarrar a desacuerdos, que pues Maru y yo hemos tenido nuestros desacuerdos y nuestros agarrones, pero el amor ahí está siempre. O sea, y el amor por la causa sobre todo, ¿no? Entonces, lo padre de esto, que no podemos agree to disagree. O sea, no tenemos que estar de acuerdo en todo, pero que nos dejamos ser. Y eso es lo bonito de este proyecto, que todos pueden llegar a ser. Y si no todos estamos de acuerdo, pues no pasa nada. Padrísimo. Pues bueno, tenemos 10 minutos para en lo que viene Janelle. Le voy a decir que ya estamos. Qué puntuales son. Oiga, les dije, solo luego los México son medio impuntualones. Le voy a decir que ya estamos, así que si quiere brincar.
Igual no sé si alguien tenga dudas con lo de los clientes, cómo les está yendo con lo del programa, cómo van. También aprovechar si tienen alguna duda en lo que aquí se...
Exacto. ¿Tienen alguna duda? Es importante con el ITT, con los clientes, cómo van con todo este tema.
Alguien, creo que quien me preguntaba era Vania, y no la pude apoyar, no sé si te buscó, Pati,
No.
Para inscribir clientes en otro país con la liga de descuento no le aparecía. Y como yo no he inscrito clientes en otro país con la liga de descuento, tú le dije que te preguntara, pero
No
no
me
sé
preguntó, pero
si...
lo podemos hacer juntas porque la única manera que no te sale es cuando es un cliente, cuando no es una cuenta de cliente. A lo mejor, ya ves lo que me pasaba a mí cuando se lo estaba mostrando a ustedes, que automáticamente le pasa a la
Exacto.
distribuidor. Entonces, que chequen, y me volvió a pasar, por ejemplo, el Mariana, la que tú me habías dado, era de distribuidor, por eso no nos salía. Cuando me dio, no me acuerdo si Aire o no me acuerdo quién nos dio la de otro cliente, entonces no salía. Entonces, sí verifiquen esta parte, ¿no?
Ok. ¿En qué fue el error, Isis? Si tú la apoyaste, ¿fue nada más cuestión de cerrar sesión, como comenta Ale, o fue algo más? Digo, por si para alguien más se atora, si alguien más se atora con eso, que le quede claro.
¿Están escribiendo? Ay, no puedo hablar, Isis. Fue armar el link y armar. Sí, es que tienes que hacer eso. Es que es igualito que la liga de nosotros, que tenemos que seleccionar el país y ahí lo ponemos. O sea, al cliente le tenemos que mostrar, le tenemos que mandar ya casi casi con el carrito de compras ya puesto. Ahí está Janelle. Bueno, luego hacemos los estos. Ok. Oigan, pues tenemos una invitada de lujo aquí. Yo la admiro muchísimo. Hello, Janelle. First time, most of these gang caught on time.
Yay!
So
That's a bonus.
that is excited to really listen to you. So I'm going to present you. Esta mujer es una bomba. Ustedes conocen a Martu, conocieron a Gillian, conocieron a Martalita, conocieron a todas estas increíbles líderes que han venido por acá. Pues esta es la mamá de todos, la abuelita de todos. Es una mujer que no para, que tiene una energía increíble y pegajosa, que tiene un equipo en 11 países trabajando. O sea, no es que un cliente por acá, no. En 11 países, equipos en todos lados, que aquí en Australia es una de las líderes, pues obviamente importantes en todo, porque tiene muchas estrategias, tanto en redes como en grano, como que ella ha podido balancear las dos maneras, y no tenía experiencia tampoco en la industria de tantos. Entonces, lo que ella está haciendo es increíble, y pues le pedí, o sea, es que qué mejor que tú que vengas ahorita con todo lo que se está lanzando y con todo el momentum, y porque su negocio siempre está en momentum. O sea, siempre está en momentum. Todo el tiempo que llevo acá, siempre está. So, Janelle, thank you so much. This is the family, and we are really happy to have you here, because I was saying how much I admire what you have built, and that your business basically is, I always have seen momentum. I always see leaders in your organization that are creating amazing spaces for growth, and obviously this is a duplication because you have the energy. And how have you built an amazing team in ground, but as well overseas, which sometimes people is stronger in one, and the other one is better in Zooms, other people is in person, but you have really achieved to be able to create amazing growth in both. So for us, really, having you here is really amazing. It's really good, especially now that we have so many things on the table, and what a better way to keep pushing November and December to listen to you. So thank you. So,
no problem. Thank you for having me.
So yeah, so please, can you share just a little bit about you and your journey here, and just very short, because we want to learn from you. So, so I will be translating you. Yeah.
Sure. It's always hard to do this when you've got to translate, because I've got to stop, and because I talk really fast. So it's like trying to get you to translate what I say we might struggle, but anyway, we'll see how we go. So I'm from Tasmania, which is a small part down the bottom of Australia, and I moved to Queensland because I wanted a different life, and then I went into mining. So I was a coal mining truck driver, and I had kids and knew I didn't want to go back to that truck driving job, because the profession and the shift work took its toll on my health, but also I wanted to be a really present mum.
Ok, bueno, Janelle es de Tasmania originalmente, y pues los que no saben, Tasmania es ahora sí que si la Australia está en la cola del mundo, Tasmania está en la recola, o sea, abajo, y ella pues llegó a Queensland, pero también estuvo trabajando en las minas, manejando camiones y demás, hasta que se volvió mamá y pues obviamente tuvo que hacer su cambio. O sea, era minera. ¿Ya?
So after coal mining and having kids, I felt like I'd lost my identity. I lost, I thought I don't have a purpose anymore, and I feel like I'm just a mum and nothing else. So I went looking for something I could do that fitted around our life and gave me choices and flexibility, but I could still do it, around our kids and around our lifestyle without it having to interrupt too much of our stuff. I've just got someone knocking on the door, so I'll let you translate and I'll come back.
Okay. Entonces, lo que a ella le sucedió cuando se empezó obviamente a ser mamá, cuando empezaron a nacer sus bebés, pues se dio cuenta que algo le estaba pasando, que estaba perdiendo su identidad. Si algo se me va en la traducción, por favor, ayúdenme, interrúmpame, que hace ratito se me fue, pues que estaba yo así como que fascinada escuchándole, y como que pues que tengo que traducir, entonces ayúdenme. Entonces, bueno, que empezó a perder su identidad y que empezó ella a buscar alguna opción que le permitiera estar con sus hijas, pero que también recuperar esa identidad, porque obviamente, pues como escuchamos, su vida, pues han sido trabajos bastante demandantes o fuertes o físicamente, y que de pronto fue un cambio muy radical de uno al otro. Oigan, lo que les iba a decir es que vayan haciendo preguntas que quieran. Ella es muy buena tanto en redes sociales como en mantener a su equipo tanto presente como de larga distancia, y en todo esto que está sucediendo, este movimiento del ITT y demás, hagan preguntas. O sea, qué padre hacérselo a una líder que está teniendo muchas caras en esa misma onda. Tiene un buen equipo en el challenge de Eddie Worrey. De hecho, Chloe no es del equipo de ella, no. Es del equipo de Cari. Cari, la presidente que vimos, ella es pues una líder directa de Cari. Entonces, pues son un equipo bastante bonito porque no son networkeros, porque empezaron esto igual como uno, ¿no? No tienen esa madera, y están creciendo en Life Vantage, y lo que están logrando es de una manera muy orgánica y muy padre. Entonces, ahí está.
I'm so sorry, I'm here. I just had someone knocking at the door. Okay, so where were we? So that's when I went looking for an opportunity, and I didn't want to go back to 9 to 5 work. I didn't want to go back to shift work. And I've always loved health and wellness, so I wanted it to be in that space, but I just couldn't find what it was. And so in the end, I had looked at about 6 to 7 different network marketing companies, not realizing they were all network marketing. And then had given up the thought that this could work for me because none of them resonated with me. Their products didn't resonate.
Wow, okay. Entonces empezó a buscar, pero ella definitivamente no quería regresar al trabajo de 9 a 4, ni tampoco al trabajo que era de turnos. Entonces, también algo que ella le apasionaba siempre era la salud y el bienestar, y empezó a buscar ella opciones. Y sin darse cuenta, empezó a explorar 5 o 7, no me acuerdo si fue 5 o 7 diferentes empresas que eran de network marketing, y que ella no se había dado cuenta que era de network marketing, pero empezó ella a darse por vencida porque no resonaba ningún producto con ella. ¿Ya?
So then it was a Facebook post. So that's how I became a part of Life Vantage, was I found a Facebook post in a mother's group that spoke about nutrition and an information session. And I went along to that session, even though I'd only just moved to this area. And I can basically say the rest is history, because 3 days later I signed up in the company. I hadn't tried the products, but I was all ready to get running and get in and just get going.
Wow. Entonces fue en un post de Facebook, en un grupo de mamás, que vio ella una publicación donde hablaban de nutrición y de todo esto de la nutrigenómica y de una plática, y decidió ir a la plática, o sea, de un post, qué maravilla. Y entonces es cuando ella, 3 días después, decidió ser parte de Life Vantage sin siquiera haber probado el producto.
And so
they're saying, what did the post say? What did the post? You should remember, you can share that later.
It actually said information session for nutraceuticals information. So it didn't say Life Vantage, it didn't say Protanum, it didn't say anything about oxidative stress. It spoke about nutraceuticals. Wow. And I was like, what is that? Like, I knew nutrition, I knew Nutra is nutrition, right? So I knew that was coming around that way. But the the rest of it, I was like, what is it? So I Googled it. And then when it came up with what nutraceuticals are, and then it sort of spoke about nutrigenomics, I was like, oh, this is awesome. So that's why I went along to it. Yeah.
Entonces fue cuando que decía, es muy simple, le agarraron la onda, o sea, información sobre nutracéuticos. Y eso le llamó la atención porque ella sabía, pues, nutrición, pero ¿qué era la otra parte de la palabra? Y empezó a googlear y se fue para atrás cuando empezó a leer sobre la nutrigenómica y fue algo que le llamó la atención y que se dio la oportunidad de escuchar.
Yeah, it was amazing. So then after that, I had been in the business for maybe 6 months and still hadn't had a distributor. I was really slow to get started. I had like 33 customers and no distributors after 6 or 7 months.
Le costó trabajo a ella levantar su negocio. A los 6, 7 meses tenía 33 clientes, pero no tenía un solo distribuidor.
Yeah, and then I finally started to get some traction. It was a friend of mine in Tasmania that signed up. Then my mum signed up. Then I had some Canadians sign up, and then Jill signed up, who's up in Rockhampton in the Yeppoon area.
Okay, entonces después fue cuando empezaron la atracción a suceder y firma una amiga de Tasmania, a un par de amigas en Canadá, su mamá y eventualmente también Jill, que ya la conocen, ya vino para acá, que es una líder también muy grande en el norte de Queensland, aquí en Australia.
Mm. And so from there, I just realized I knew nothing about leadership. I realized I didn't know how to lead a team, and it took me a long time to really try and work that out. But I started to learn through attraction marketing platforms, network marketing, coaching platforms. So because I knew nothing about network marketing and I knew nothing about marketing, leadership, networking, I was a social butterfly, but I didn't know how to properly network and have those critical conversations and how to close people. It was a struggle for me. I had to learn from the bottom up and just work my way through that. And so these coachings and platforms that I would learn from, and, Tanya Eliza, Ray Higdon, those types of people were the ones I learned from the most.
Entonces se dio cuenta que era terrible en el liderazgo, que era así como era muy social y le encantaba estar de acá para allá, pero que realmente tener una estructura de liderazgo y de guiar un equipo, pues realmente se dio cuenta que tenía 0 habilidades y empezó a buscar plataformas de network marketing. Un par de estas son las personas que acabo de mencionar, que son líderes en la industria, y empezó a entrenarse porque se dio cuenta que no tenía una sola habilidad en el tema. No sabía qué hacer con su equipo. Uh-huh. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, so then it was about 13 months into the business that I started to get traction. And that was because I started doing these online learnings and learning how to attract people to me online. My kids were still really young. They were still at home with me. So I didn't want to be going out and about all the time when my kids had to sleep and when they were, needing to stay at home for certain things. So that's why I learned the online way after 13 to 14 months.
Entonces, después de 13, 14 meses de estar, pues obviamente empezó ya ella a tener un poco atracción por medio de las redes sociales, porque empezó a entrenarse en ese tema, porque ella, pues sus bebés estaban todavía muy chiquitas, estaban en casa y no pensaba ella salir a ver quién conocer. Entonces, para ella fue definitivamente desde el inicio entrenarse a ser una profesional en plataformas de network. Y es así como ella empezó a tener la atracción a los 13 meses.
And I think working internationally, it's very challenging, but at the start, I was there for them every single day. So I would do every meeting for the Canadians or the ones in the UK and the ones in America. I would do all of their LifeVantage presentations, and they would just get people at their house, around their table, around watching a computer, and I would just be on the screen presenting.
Al principio fue bastante retador el tener un equipo internacional porque ella estuvo todos los días ahí para su equipo, ella daba todas las presentaciones, entonces se tenía que levantar a los horarios y estaba ella ahí con sus equipos en Canadá, en Estados Unidos, en Reino Unido, y la gente invitaba gente y ella estaba en la computadora, era la única que presentaba. And how long did you give the shift to be able to kind of release or they start sinking into what they can do?
So within 6 months, I had a couple of leaders over there that started taking over and they were doing their own meetings, but it did take about 6 months. And I feel because there's not that human connection, we're not touching, we're on a computer. So it's hard for them to grasp what I know or how I portray my persona, like how I come across. And so it did take that 6 months for them to really learn just the presentation and to learn that, you know, this is what I did and this is what you do, you know, and just that duplication effect for them to be able to then take it on board. And after that, it was like all theirs.
So, realmente le llevó 6 meses para que sus equipos internacionales puedan agarrar la onda, porque obviamente a estar de larga distancia era más difícil poder, sin tener ese contacto personal, poder transmitir ese conocimiento, esa estructura. Y una vez que ya sus equipos empezaron a agarrar, ya ellos empezaron a levantar. So, when they start getting that own leadership is when they start growing, do you reckon? Was it a change when they assumed that as when you were there?
Yeah, I would say so, because by that time, the two that I was really working with felt that posture and that confidence to then, you know, be a leader to others. So they weren't just like, here's this person, listen to them. They could, you know, present themselves, and it did give them that posture and belief in themselves. Yeah.
So, entonces sí les ayudó a crecer más, porque obviamente les dio a ellos, a sus equipos, a las personas con las que estaba ella directamente trabajando, esa postura de que lo podían hacer. And basically, like, because there is a lot of momentum. You have amazing leaders everywhere. We know Martu, she's been with us.
Yeah.
And she's very, very driven. and I believe that she was as well through a social media, attraction marketing. So do you have some form of structure today that you keep that momentum with these leaders? Because we know that people can get excited, but they can lose it. Do you have any way to keep that? I'm going to repeat in English in Spanish what I'm asking. Le estoy diciendo a ella, a Janelle, que si tiene alguna estructura que para mantener a sus equipos de larga distancia de todos lados en momentum, porque es real que están atrayendo gente como Marto y como otros líderes que están lejos de ella, pero que tienen esa voluntad y ese compromiso de estar creciendo.
I feel like you need to learn what their personality and their love language is. You know, like if you know someone's, you know how they talk about the colors, like personality colors?
Yeah.
So, you know, if someone's a red personality, talk to them more about the business or give them incentives that are money driven. If someone is, you know, yellow personality and they like the fun and the fluff, give them something that really goes along with that. And so not only do you want to learn that for your people you're trying to bring in, but know that with your leaders, know what their personality is, know what drives them, know what they love to be able to run for, and give them incentives and challenges around that, or just give them, you know, whatever that you feel they need around that. And not only that, remember to know their story and to remind them of their story.
Okay. Es importante saber las personalidades, no solamente de la gente que quiere tratar el negocio, pero también de tus socios, de tus líderes, porque, bueno, existe la dinámica. No sé si alguien, comenten en el chat si saben ustedes de la dinámica de los colores por personalidad. Por ejemplo, una persona color rojo es una persona que es de negocios, que le gustan los números, entonces un incentivo de dinero va a ser algo que le va a llamar la atención a esta persona. Si es una persona amarilla, es una persona que le gusta la fiesta, el desastre, pues un tipo. Entonces, conocer las personalidades de tus socios, de tus líderes, para poder obviamente crear pues obviamente incentivos alrededor de eso. That's amazing tip. Y también saber el por qué para poder obviamente siempre recordarles.
I also feel we don't want to motivate them, but we want to inspire them and, you know, guide them. So inspiring them, the best way to inspire your team is to have them watch you do the action all the time.
Ok, la mejor manera es no queremos motivar, sino queremos inspirar. Y la mejor manera de inspirar es que te vean haciendo la acción. Es la mejor manera de inspirar.
Because trying to motivate them, people always do what we do. They don't do necessarily what we say. You know what I mean? So
Entonces, porque tratar de motivar, la gente hace lo que uno está haciendo, no lo que uno está diciendo. Entonces, es importante que esa acción.
And it's the same with our kids. I treat it like the same as, you know, bringing my kids up. You've got to show them the way, not just tell them the way. And that way they start to see that, oh, she's doing this with me, and they want to come along.
Es como los niños, oye, como sus hijos, ¿no? O sea, lo importante es enseñarles y a caminar el camino, no decirles cómo. Y lo empiezan ellos a hacer, me está haciendo esto mi mamá o lo que sea, ¿no? Es lo mismo con los socios. Wow.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, you were saying to me when we were talking about that, basically your team now that is quite wide, geographically as well as here, but you didn't need to know people from all those countries, right? So how would you, because you don't need to know all of them, because if there is someone that is in a small place and there is not acceptance within the community where they are, what tip can you give? I'm going to say that question in Spanish. Ella te nos va a contar cómo su negocio ha explotado en varios países, sin conocer ella gente de esos países, y qué tip puede dar cuando estás en un lugar y te sientes estancado porque no hay, las personas de tu comunidad o de tu ciudad no están resonando con este mensaje.
I think we just have to understand that we don't have to know everyone. So it could be, you know, here's an example. I knew a nanny that lived down the road that used to look after my friends' kids. Her mum was my Canadian that joined the business.
Wow. No tenemos que saber que no tenemos que conocer a todos, a toda la gente. Un ejemplo, sabía yo de una nana que cuidaba a los hijos de mi amiga, que no era ni su amiga ni nada, pues su mamá fue una de las primeras que firmó con ella en Canadá. So basically, you just approached her and let her know?
Yeah, well, I was talking to the nanny all the time because she was looking after my friends' kids. My kids were the same age and we would hang out because she was a nanny that was from Canada. She didn't know anyone, so I became, you know, friends with her. And then it just got to the point that she's like, what is it you do? Because you're always home, you're always around, like you don't go to work. So she asked me the question and she was curious. And so that's when I said, well, it's this. And she was a nurse. So she's like, well, I get it. And then my mum she said her mum is a you know, someone that looks at in the old people, you know, with the old people's homes and things, you know, someone that's a carer. And she was struggling, you know, herself with her health. She was, you know, picking people up all the time. She was struggling her body was breaking down. She saw the product and then said, why am I not doing this as another stream of income?
Entonces ella, pues por ejemplo, un ejemplo con la nani, que pues no era su amiga, pero la conocía porque estaba siempre en casa de su amiga, y la nani le empezó a preguntar, ¿qué es lo que haces? Que siempre estás en tu casa y estás, pues como que estás ocupada, pero estás en tu casa. Y pues ella le compartió, y da la casualidad que esa nani era enfermera, y pues es como le llegó también a su mamá, y su mamá tenía una condición de salud, y pues, ¿por qué no hacerlo? Y es como la mamá, que ella ni conocía a la mamá, llegó a ser una de sus primeras socias internacionales.
So that's how I met face-to-face with my Canadians, basically. But then on the other hand, I've done a lot of YouTube videos, Facebook Lives. I did a 30-day Facebook Live challenge to get out of the fear of doing live videos. And the YouTube videos from that, with me talking about every ingredient of Protandim, my ashwagandha video that's on Facebook and also YouTube, is the video that gets so many hits and where leads come to me. People come to me asking questions. And because of that is how I've got a few customers in the UK and the USA.
Amazing. Entonces ella, ese fue su primer equipo que pudo contactar cara a cara, pero también ella empezó a hacer muchos videos en Facebook Lives y en YouTube. Y para quitarse el miedo de hacer lives, empezó a hacer el reto de 30 días, hacer un live todos los días, que luego los empezó a subir a su canal de YouTube. Y empezó a hablar, en esos videos empezó a hacer series hablando de los ingredientes de cada ingrediente del Protandim. Y en especial el video de la ashwagandha es un video que llamó mucho la atención y que es el que más ha tenido más views. Y este video le ayuda a cerrar muchos clientes, sobre todo en Reino Unido.
Yeah. And so I would challenge you guys to do a 10-day or a 30-day Facebook Live challenge or YouTube challenge and just talk about the top 5 things you love about our products without saying the product name. So it could be the 5 ingredients in Protandim, or, you know, whatever the ingredients are in your country, or it could be talking about glutathione, oxidative stress, NRF2 activation, you know, those sorts of things. Or it could be how to ditch fatigue, how to get rid of aches and pains, what you can do to reduce inflammation, and those sorts of topics as well. So it's just, if you could do a 10-day challenge to yourself, and it can just be videos that you then put onto YouTube, or it could be a 30-day Facebook Live challenge like I did, It's a bit scary. But when you do that, you get over the fear that quickly because you've done 30 days. And they say it's 21 days to get rid of a habit, isn't it?
Entonces ella lo que sugiere, si los 30 días da mucho miedo hacer ese reto, háganse 10 y pueden buscar series de temas que vayan con el producto, por ejemplo, un día por ingrediente, o pueden ser series de glutatión y de lo que el protán o lo que esta tecnología nos da, o puede ser una serie del estrés oxidativo, de la fatiga, de los síntomas del estrés, o incluso puede ser yo creo que por producto también, lo que quieran, pero que hagan esto y que eso lo pueden hacer los videos y subirlos a su YouTube. That's amazing tip, Janelle. That's great.
So that's what, that funnels me. I don't know if you understand funnels and how leads just come to you. That's that attraction side. But that funnels people to me all the time. But just because those videos are always there on YouTube. They're always there. So if someone's searching ashwagandha, which is really big at the moment, or if someone's searching turmeric, which is a really big topic at the moment, or if they're searching, inflammation, how to reduce inflammation, that's a really big topic at the moment. You could just be giving them 5 tips on each of those in like 10 different videos. And when people search for that and search, how do I get rid of inflammation? How do I use turmeric to, help my body with the aches and pains? If they're searching this stuff, you could be someone that pops up in YouTube. But you want to then share that across your platforms, Instagram, Facebook, like share that YouTube video everywhere or promote it in some way.
Sí, entonces, por ejemplo, cuando tú haces ese tipo de videos, vamos a poner que pongas turmeric, el turmeric es algo que está muy de moda y que cuando la gente ponga turmeric o cúrcuma, entonces le viene a tu video. O inflamación, o sea, son temas que la gente está buscando y que eso te va a ayudar a traer más atracción, a llenar tu túnel. Y puedes poner, no totalmente, que los compartas en todas tus redes sociales y que estés comparte la liga. So basically that's what it helps you to kind of build up or get stepping into the social media marketing.
Yeah, that's the attraction marketing and branding yourself stuff. That's what got me to get more, likes and people to see who I am, because you can't find people all the time if they don't know who or where you are, so you've got to put yourself out there. And it doesn't mean you've got to be famous or you've got to be this big influencer. Just be someone that's providing value to others for free.
Pónganse ustedes ahí, que la gente sepa dónde encontrarlos. No tienes que ser un influencer o ser famoso, sino una persona que está agregando valor, estás dando tips de gratis y que te pongas tú ahí y para que la gente te pueda ver. Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's really powerful. And in regards to the motivation, we know that well, you said that it's no motivation, it's inspiration, but in what we see, because like is this what we have, especially now that we have the events, which is kind of fuel the petrol of what we are and where we are. But now with all these lockdowns and we don't getting together, sometimes the energy can come down. It could be challenging to keep going. Is there anything that you could advise or what you're seeing in your teams, especially ones that are far away from you or not necessarily in the other sides, like you have even in the country are everywhere. Is there anything that you can have observed that they are doing or that you guys are doing as a team to keep those energies and frequencies up? I'm going to say that. Le estoy preguntando que ahorita con esta situación que no podemos juntarnos como antes, estarnos viendo, tener esos eventos, que es lo que básicamente lo que nos reafirma dónde estamos, ¿qué tip ellos hacen, sobre todo que también tiene un equipo muy esparcido, para mantener esa vibración y ese enfoque sin perder ese momentum o esa motivación?
I don't know what you guys are like, but we love to do things that are fun. So if we can get on Zoom and celebrate each other or do a bit of a party for someone that has rank advanced or they've gotten 10 new customers for the month or they've hit the 5 for 500 pool, use these incentives as ways to connect your people and make it fun, because our team love the fun side. And whether it's on Zoom or face-to-face, if we're not having fun, you see us go flat. We go very flat. So it's about, creating that fun all the time.
Básicamente, a ellos les gusta mucho la diversión, que no sabes si a nosotros no nos gusta la diversión, ¿verdad? Entonces, una de las cosas que hacen es celebrar, juntarse, por si no lo pueden hacer de cara en cara, por lo menos en Zoom, para celebrar el logro de alguien, número de clientes, número del pool o avances de rango o lo que sea, y festejar, hacer la fiesta cibernética si no se puede de persona a persona. That's amazing, cool. And do you see that that's working for the other ones, for the people that is far away?
What's that, sorry?
Do you see that like kind of create an effect for the people that is far away or they are on their own? Like what about someone who is on their own and is kind of empty and there is no community around?
So do you know Chloe near P2? She's in France. She's by herself, and she is always connecting with us through voice messages, through video, through Zoom. And she's someone who makes herself make the effort to connect with the team. So if you're someone who is self-driven and self-motivated, you will connect with the team because you know that your drive and your focus and your story and your journey and where you want to go is so strong that if you let go of the team in any way and you're not connecting, you will drop the ball, you will let go. So she's in France. We don't have any other distributors over there on our team, but yet she's always in our face because she's like, Janelle, what are you doing this week? Or we'll catch up on a Zoom, or she comes on the Tuesday training call, even though it's the wrong time for her, she still makes the effort to get on. It's all about making the effort for each other.
Wow. Sí, bueno, ¿se acuerdan de Chloe, la deportista? Creo que estuvo en inmunohacking. Bueno, Chloe está solita en Francia y ella siempre hace el esfuerzo por estar conectada, a pesar de que está en un horario totalmente volteado con Australia y que son las 2 de la mañana a la hora de su junta que ellas tienen, ella se conecta, siempre está mandando mensajes de voz, está conectándose. Entonces, es importante tener esa voluntad y ese esfuerzo de estar conectado, porque si te desconectas y estás solo, en algún momento vas a tirar la toalla. O sea, es importante hacer ese esfuerzo de estar con tu equipo, de estar donde las cosas están. Yeah.
It's just about making each other feel special all the time. Like the more you can connect, like even if it's just a personalized message to your person who lives, like I've got Martu and Zaina in America, and they don't have anyone else in our team around them. But I always get on Zoom with them once a week, or we chat on we have a 3-person chat between us. And I just make them feel special because I genuinely do love them that much, because they're just on their own and they're doing this on their own. And I want to know that I want them to know I appreciate that.
Entonces, básicamente, o hacer chats, ellas, por ejemplo, tienen la socia Marto y Sana, que están en Estados Unidos, están solitas. Entonces, pues obviamente hacer a la gente sentir especial, importante, y que realmente ella lo hace porque quiere a su equipo y entiende cuando alguien está solo, no es fácil. Entonces, tiene chats, tiene todo, está en constante comunicación con su equipo, sobre todo con los que están solitos. Okay. Wow, that's powerful. And basically,
I hope that helped.
Sorry? No. It is amazing, Janelle. It is amazing because it is really great tips that you're giving that we can implement, because we have as well many. We have a very spread team everywhere. Yeah. And there are many.
Can I ask, Patty, are your guys running the incentives? The 5 for 500 and are they doing those incentives?
Yes, we are doing the 5 for 500. We are doing the now referral program that is everywhere. Now it's like using that as a goal. Yeah. There is going to be a trip next week in Mexico, a Live Vantage, the first Live Vantage, event that is going to happen in person. So I'm going to ask, can you everybody, todos los que van a ir a Puerto Vallarta, can you please raise your hands? Everybody that is going to Puerto Vallarta, where are they?
Amazing.
Who is going? Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah. Everybody who is going. So all of these leaders are going to Puerto Vallarta. It's going to be very fun. I'm very jealous I'm not there.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is incredible. So what I would say is, don't just go to the event and see each other. If you can, the day before, or for lunches or dinner, or after the meetings, get together as your team and really just connect, because you'll feel that over the next few weeks. You'll remember that. It'll be something that helps to keep you motivated over the next few weeks after the event. And even give each other a challenge at the event of, hey, who are you going to run for? How many people are you going to talk to? How many Facebook Lives are you going to do? Or whatever it may be. And then start to do that liaising with each other. What do we call it? Keeping each other accountable. But do it after the event once you've all caught up. Yeah.
Entonces, lo que dice, los que van a Puerto Vallarta, dice, no nada más vayan y estén, traten de hacer el esfuerzo de verse si se puede antes o en un lunch y que de verdad conecten con el equipo, o sea, que estén ustedes como equipo para que esa energía se la lleven las siguientes semanas después de este evento y que se pongan una meta, y que se mantengan contables. ¿Qué van a lograr después de este evento? ¿Qué van a hacer? Entonces es sumamente poderoso cuando eso sucede y se mantienen contables. Yeah, it's going to be quite excited, because it is the first Live Vantage officially event, pretty much.
That's amazing. Is it training or is it like, what is it? What
it's going to be training. Yeah, Carrie Dick is going to be there. So Carrie Dick is the first one. She loves Mexico. Every time it's in Mexico, Carrie's there. She knows about the Mexican parties. Janelle, I think that you're going to really enjoy the Mexican party.
She is the best. She is my favorite. Yes.
Yeah, Janelle viene de la línea de Carrie Dick, así que Carrie cada vez que viene, pues está acá y pues Carrie, así como en México, aquí se le quiere mucho.
Make Kerry feel a part of your team. Like go up to her as a team and say, we'd love to learn from you, or tell her whatever you want to tell her that's genuine, because she loves to come and have lunch with you, or she loves to hang out with you as a team. Yeah.
Wow. Agarren a Kerry, le hagan montón, que se vayan todos juntos como equipo y que le digan, Kerry, queremos aprender de ti, invítela a lunch, un café, y a Kerry le encanta eso, le encanta conectar con equipos. Así que, por favor, esa es tarea de todos. Se van y le hacen montón a Kerry. Yeah, that's going to be excited. This is going to be powerful. So next week, and these guys are going to be pumped there in Puerto Vallarta, having margaritas with Kerry Dickey.
Yes. Oh my God. So good.
Oh gosh, I know. I think that's the cool about being in Mexico at the moment. Those things. So basically now, ITT 25, all these things, because yes, there are so many incentives. I know Australia, you know what we did in Mexico? We translated. And we did have a better response to the video than the American accent, because it has a Mexican. Actually, one of our team guys, Isis, which is there, and one of her team members, he has an amazing, cool voice. He did it. He doubled the voice, and it sounds awesome because it sounds Mexican. And maybe it's something that we need to do here, Janelle, something with Australian accent. Maybe it's gonna work better.
They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it. It's coming out. It's coming out at leadership, I think.
Awesome. Because yes, I think that the American accent could be strong for Australia or UK. But anyway, in Mexico, it's working better with the Mexican accent.
Yay. That is amazing.
And we did it because we were not going to wait until freaking Live Vantage launched it in Spanish, because we're not going to wait. So it is doing. So anyway, the whole momentum, the whole system, the whole, obviously you have experience with the whole connecting with people. But what would you think that more about what video or what it is, what could be the key to really get someone from that we contact them first to be able to convert them? As you have experience and recruiting people in cold marketing, the social media, or whatever, what would you think from the beginning of the first contact to the end of the conversion? What would be that would be the key in this process?
So
let me translate what I'm asking, sorry. Le pregunto de todo lo que estamos haciendo del ITT, desde que invitamos a una persona a ver el video, sea el video que sea, hasta la conversión, de ese proceso, ¿qué es lo que ella nos puede dar como tip? Que es lo que puede hacer una diferencia entre cerrar o no. So what makes the difference between closing or not within that process?
It's hard because I would prefer not to share a video, but put them in our testimonials group. So I've talked to them, I've given them some, asked them if they know about NRF2 activation, tell them I'm a nutrigenomics educator or whatever it may be. They'll say, what is that? And I say, I'd love to, chat to you about this on Zoom. Or if they have a health issue that I was approaching them with, because I can see it on their posts, or they've talked about, aches and pains or headaches or whatever. And I've then seen that and I approach them that way. I'll say to them, I'm actually in a group that has many testimonials regarding the same health issues you've just spoken about. Can I add you in? And so we add them into that testimonials group. And then from there, I tag them in the main post and then I get them straight on a Zoom. I don't do that video in between. So the other way I've done it is at the moment, I've been talking to biohackers on Instagram. Hashtag biohacking, and I've been looking that up for anyone that's English, speaking. And I'll say to them, what type of biohacking do you do? And do you know about the biohacking protocol called NRF2 activation? And then if they say, no, tell me more about that. I do this, this, and this, but I don't know about that. Then I get them on a Zoom.
Okay. So, entonces lo que ella hace, pues obviamente aquí en Australia el video con el acento americano no fue la mejor respuesta, pero ella siempre lo que hace es los mete, ellas usan mucho su grupo de testimonios. Entonces, se presenta ella como una educadora nutrigenómica, la gente pregunta qué, y empiezan a hablar pues las preguntas para tantear a la gente si tiene alguna condición, y de ahí los invita al grupo que tienen, los etiqueta en el mensaje principal, y luego los lleva a un Zoom. Otra manera que ella está usando mucho ahorita es en Instagram, está viendo el hashtag de biohackers, y los está contactando y les está preguntando qué tipo de protocolo en biohacking usas. ¿Has escuchado hablar del NRF2? Y si le dicen que no, sí, entonces los lleva ella a un Zoom. So even in a cold market, you take them to a Zoom, because what we have seen maybe in Spanish is a bit different, that some people don't want to jump in a Zoom right away. If they don't know you,
if they don't want to jump on a Zoom, then I would send them the Dr. Dixon's Theory of Aging video. That's what I've sent, because I'm talking to biohackers or health coaches or athletes or, so they get that type of information. If I'm just talking to the standard mum and she's just fatigued and run down, adding her into that, our success stories group, she's learning from other people that, again, is third party. It's not me. She's learning that there's many other mums in there that have had these fatigue issues or health issues. And that starts to grow her belief that this could work for her.
Entonces, si es una mamá que está con fatiga o que está cansada o que tiene algún malestar, pues le funciona mucho el grupo de testimonios, porque ella ve que hay otras mujeres o otras personas en su condición. Pero ya hablando con profesionales en la salud, el video que a ella le ha funcionado es el del doctor Brian Dixon, donde explica las teorías de envejecimiento, y eso es algo que ella usa si la persona no quiere entrar a un Zoom luego. Si es una persona que es mercado frío. Wonderful.
So it really does depend. It depends on the person. It depends on the issue. It depends on, and this is why you want to be someone who has videos on social media or shows your personality, because they get to know you really fast. They start to trust you and like you really fast because they can hear your voice on these videos. They're watching some of your stuff. They're looking at your content going, she's an average person. She's not weird, So that's why they will get on Zoom, because they're okay with that. They can trust you from the start.
Ok, es por eso también ella sugiere que es bien importante tener videos en tus redes sociales, porque la gente te empieza a conocer, empieza a ver cómo hablas, viendo que eres una persona normal, no eres una persona pues que los vas a estoquear ni nada, y entonces es más posible que acepten conectarse en un Zoom contigo, que si no saben ni quién eres. Yeah, that's very, very great tip. That's amazing tips that you're giving us, Janelle. It's just very amazing. I'm glad I'm recording this. ¿Tienen alguna pregunta para Janelle? Algo en cuanto a lo que quieran de las redes, de los equipos en el extranjero, de los cierres, o de alguna pregunta que tengan, chicos. Maru. Pregúntalo, amigo. Si quieres si lo puedes hacer en acá, y si lo quieres en inglés directo, te traduzco. Si me la quieres en español.
Good evening, Ms. James. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the great information. My name is Rogelio, living in California, originally from Mexico. How do you, when you talk to your, let's say, take you back when you started, you say you have 30 clients before you even have distributors. How do you suggest that they take the product for more than 3 months? La pregunta es, ¿qué recomienda ella cuando conoce a alguien que los tiene de clientes para que se tome el producto por lo menos 3, 4 meses o más tiempo? Thank you.
So are you asking how do they take it longer than 3 months? Is that what you said?
How do you encourage them, no?
How do you talk to them in a way that they can be your clients for more than a couple months?
Yeah, so it's reminding, usually the people at the start that I spoke to, I approached my family and friends who were the most sick, who had the most health issues. So after 2 or 3 months, I would obviously check in with them. If they didn't feel that it was working for them, I would remind them of how sick they were before. But also at the start, when they very first start, I would get them to get a book like this, just a book, and start journaling what their health issues are that they would want to change if they could with these products. So then 3 months later, we go back to that list that they wrote down, and I say, have any of these improved? And sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, my shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. I forgot about that. Or they say, oh, that's right. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep, and now I'm waking up at 6 a.m. So it must be doing something for my sleep. You know what I mean? So getting them at the very start to write down their health issues that they would maybe be able to change. And then after 2 or 3 months, if they seem to be not, you know, wanting to stay on it, remind them of the fact that, you know, they were sick in this way. And then it sort of helps them go, oh yeah, I should keep going a bit longer because I didn't realize that that was happening. Because it's such a slow, gentle process, beautiful, natural, gentle process with our products. A lot of people don't see this dramatic change, but they don't realize how much it has changed.
Wow, that's a great. ¿Lo quieres traducir, Roger?
Yeah, sí. You are correct, and it's just amazing that people forget how sick they were.
Yes.
Dice que al principio generalmente contactó a toda la gente que conocía que estaban nomás enfermos o que tenían dolor o que tenían alguna molestia, y les aseguró que les sugirió que se tomaran por lo menos 2 o 3 meses. Entonces les dio como un cuaderno para que apuntaran todos sus dolores o sus dolencias, y entonces cada periodo, cada 2 o 3 semanas los contactaba para ver cómo iban, pero sobre todo que ellos, cada quien escribiera si les dolía un hombro, si tenían dolor de cabeza, si no podían dormir. Entonces después de un periodo de 2 meses dice, a ver, vamos a hacer un recuento de lo que te ha pasado. ¿Cómo estás del hombro? Y dice, uy, sí es cierto, ya no me duele. O antes me levantaba a las 4 de la mañana con insomnio y no me podía dormir, y ahora duermo corrido a 6. Entonces dice que los productos en realidad son muy gentiles, tardan tiempo en generar cambios, pero la gente no se da cuenta porque pues dejan de tener sus dolores.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That was a massive tip. That's a really good one. Great golden nugget, Janelle. Thank you so much. Chicos, una pregunta más. ¿Alguien más? ¿Qué pasó, Mariana?
Me. Thank you. So, hi, Janelle. Thank you for being here. My name is Mariana. I'm from Mexico, Monterrey, in the north part of Mexico. And as other people here, I only have 6 months of experience in network marketing. So I started really well. I started with a really big momentum. And I wanted to ask you 2 things. First, how do you allot your time between your recruiting and your business, you know, your first line, and helping your team? How do you manage this? And the second is, when you have your momentum and then like you peak and then it goes down, how do you regain this momentum, you know, as a team?
Yeah, good questions. So
sorry, I think I need to translate, right?
Oh.
Sorry. Ok, pues le pregunté que cómo ella maneja su tiempo entre su línea directa, ¿no? Entre lo que ella recluta y cómo lo maneja con su equipo. Y en segundo, cómo le hace para recuperar el momentum, porque normalmente cuando tienes un momentum llegas a un pico y luego baja y luego hay que como volver a subir. Entonces, esas son las 2 preguntas que le hice.
Yeah, so sharing my time, that's okay. Sharing my time between who I enroll and how I support them and then the rest of the team comes down to just time management. So first and foremost, your money-making activities or your income-producing activities should always come on top. So that's where you are out searching for people or doing your videos so people can find you and those sorts of things. But then once you have those people, you want to quickly develop leaders or find the people in your team that you feel are going to become leaders, because a leader might not be the person you've enrolled, but 2 people below that, they might be a really good leader. So you've got to tap into that to say, okay, this person's my runner, so I need to put time into them. So on a weekly basis, if you were to look at that, I would do, you know, like 2 to 3 of your distributors who are your main leaders or who are running or who are the most motivated, self-driven type people. Those are the ones on a daily basis. It might be 1 a day or 2 of them a day that you're actually tapping into, asking how you can help them, you know, what is it they need from you, or just giving them some sort of incentive, reminding them of the 5 for 500, the ITT, remind them of that, and just be in a thread with those leaders, you know, on your messenger or however you would do communication. have those core leaders in a thread so that you're all motivating each other that way. And then the ones who are a bit more quiet, you can still tap into them once a week. I would usually do that on a Sunday, or, you know, I would do all of them on a Sunday sort of thing and just ask how they are. Or it might be at the start and the end of the month, depending on how motivated they are, I will, you know, talk to them. And then obviously you've got to go back to your income producing activities. So you can't put a whole heap of time into that. But what you can do is you can do blitz time. So on a weekend, one weekend, once a month or twice a month, that's where you could be really nurturing those core leaders, and you guys together just come up with new incentives or fun things to do for the team, or ideas that can work within, you know, getting everyone together more so. But yeah, I would just look at on a daily basis, tapping into your core leaders through those messenger threads. Or how do you guys usually communicate?
WhatsApp.
So on WhatsApp, you have a WhatsApp for your whole team, but have a WhatsApp for your core leaders. That's different, because in there you're going to be talking about things that you guys need that they necessarily won't be ready to learn yet in the other parts of the team. So you want to have those core leaders in a thread and be talking to those people every day or every second day, and just really tapping into those. Do you want to translate that before I go to the next question?
Yeah.
Sure. Entonces, dice que... es que
¿Lo traduces? No, no te preocupes, que lo traduzco. Que básicamente, si se me va algo, Mariana o Roger o quien esté, me ayudan. Básicamente, esto es administración de tu tiempo, que tienes que primero ver quiénes son las personas de tu equipo que son corredores, y que normalmente si no es la un socio directo, a lo mejor 2 niveles hacia abajo hay una persona que es una corredora o un corredor, y que son esas personas a las que les vas a dedicar más tiempo. Poner a tus líderes o a esos corredores en un mismo grupo para que puedan motivarse y comunicarte con ellos cada diario, cada 2 días, y tal vez, o sea, si hay una persona que está en una velocidad un poquito más lenta, pues una vez a la semana, cómo te sientes, cómo vas, tal vez, y ahí es donde tú vas organizando tu tiempo, ¿no? No puedes estar todo el tiempo dedicado a un equipo o dedicado, o sea, tienes que administrarte, porque al final de cuentas, como ella prioriza su tiempo, es que lo que te genera ingresos es el reclutaje. Entonces tienes que dedicarte tiempo a estar buscando gente, hacer tus videos para que la gente llegue a ti. Al estar buscando, no puedes dejar eso, porque eso es lo que te deja dinero, y eso es lo que, pues, es el trabajo, ¿no? Pero obviamente también es ayudar a que líderes en tu equipo se desarrollen y que puedan duplicar. Entonces, por eso vas a poner a todos tus líderes o corredores en un grupo, y a los que van un poquito a tener un grupo para todos, y a los que van con una velocidad un poquito más, pues a una velocidad menos acelerada, pues tal vez una vez a la semana, dedicarte un fin de semana al mes para abrazar a estas personas o a estos líderes, y poder una vez al mes o 2 veces al mes, le llaman acá los blitz, que son como que no vas a estar todo el tiempo así, pero que son semanas que te vas a poner que vas a estar sin parar entre esas actividades. ¿Está bien? ¿Se me fue algo, chicos? Okay, cool. Okay, Janelle, do you remember the other question?
The other question was how to regain momentum once you've lost it. So I've had this happen, and it's something that you're like, why did we stop? You know, like it's really hard. But once you've stopped, the only way to regain that is to go hard at it again. So when you go hard at it again, and your team see that you're pushing again, and that you're motivating yourself, that you're doing the actions, usually the ones who don't like to miss out will follow you. They'll be like, crap, she's doing stuff again, quick, I better do it as well, you know, because it's that, we call it FOMO, fear of missing out, you know. So they don't want to miss out on the excitement, the fun, the momentum, you know. They don't want to miss out on the things that could make them grow as well. So when they see you in action, they will always keep trying to catch up to that and be within action if they're self-motivated, you know. But the other way that you need to look at it is, if you've got people in your team that just are doing nothing, they're just not doing much at all, just let them go and go and enroll a heap of more ones. Go and do those blitzes, get 10 new enrollments, 5 new enrollments, 3 new enrollments, whatever it may be, and start running with the new people. We call it fresh blood. So start running with the new ones, because the other ones, if they're the motivated ones, they will come back in and they'll go, she did that, so I better do that. But you can't try and push them or force them to do things they won't do anyway. So it's just, you will find your leaders and you will find the motivated ones by them watching your actions and you always being in action.
Ok, ¿quieres que lo traduzca? ¿Mi Marianita o lo puedo traducir? Ok. Básicamente, la segunda es, cuando empieces a perder el momento, es meterle la velocidad a la acción totalmente para que puedas tener otro proceso de reclutamiento masivo, y esa acción va a atraer a las personas que no se quieren perder de la acción o que no se quieren perder y te van a seguir, va a remotivar, y van a haber personas que no, y está bien. Entonces, si hay personas que no se remotivan o no están haciendo la acción o no, pues está bien, dejarlos a que hasta su momento llegue, pero no te puedes sentar a esperar. Entonces, ¿qué tienes que hacer? Hacer un gran proceso de reclutaje y correr con esos nuevos, traer sangre fresca a tu negocio. Entonces, es totalmente empujar el acelerador y hacer estos blitz, le llaman, ¿no? O sea, de ponerle mucha acción, y esto va a atraer y va a despertar o va a remotivar a los que están detrás, a los que quieren, ¿no? Wow, Janelle, that was
Can I just say something else? So yeah. My Canadians have been out of it for like 7 months. They've been really quiet for 7 months. And no matter how many times I messaged them or caught up with them on Zoom, it was just not their time. And it comes down to a timing thing. So we've had COVID, right? We've had lockdown. In Canada, they've had a really big lockdown. It's really lowered their vibration. They've just been really low and lacking. So they haven't wanted to do the business. But can I also say that like a week and a half ago, my main person in Canada said, okay, I'm back in and I'm ready to go. So it's a timing thing. You can't always force them when you want them to, but if you just keep nurturing that and every now and then keep checking in with them, like I said, you just put them to the side, but you just keep checking in every now and then, once a month, once a week, once a fortnight, whatever it is. If you just keep dabbling on them every now and then and loving on them, not hating them because they're not doing it, but just loving them anyway, they will come back when they're ready to, if they're ready to. It's a timing thing. And because of COVID, we had a lot of people go quiet, but now my Canadians, they're like, Janelle, okay, what do we need to do? We need to learn all these new incentives and how do we get this going again? And I'm like, what? So now I'm like, okay. Yeah, so it's just a timing thing.
Wow, that's very powerful.
Perfect. Thank you.
Lo que dijo Janelle es que, por ejemplo, está dando el ejemplo de su equipo de Canadá, desde que inició toda esta situación con el COVID y demás, se empezó a pagar, y que aunque se conectaran en Zooms con ellos, hablando con ellos, de plano no estaban listos, y les bajó mucho la vibración con todo esto que sucedió, y no tenían la energía para hacer el negocio. Y que hace una semana su líder en Canadá le dijo, ya estoy lista para iniciar. Entonces esto nos da un ejemplo de que cada quien, esto es cuestión del tiempo de cada quien. Entonces, si alguien no es su tiempo ahorita, no pasa nada. Es amarlos, quererlos. Obviamente no es presentarte ni estar enojados porque no están haciendo, porque este es el tiempo de cada quien. Es estar ahí, checando y nutrirlos cada semana o cada 2 semanas o cada mes. O sea, que estamos ahí cuando estés listo. Y en algún momento van a regresar si tienen que regresar. Que tengamos que entender que esto hace acerca de tiempo. No es el tiempo tuyo, sino es el tiempo de cada quien. Así que aquí todo se les quiere. Wow, that's beautiful, Janelle. This has really been a very, very amazing call. You really, really has given us amazing, really good, tangible, I could say tangible, because very accurate tools about what we can do and how can we spark. They are amazing. There is a lot of people that is like, Mariana is 6 months and she's already a Pro 4. So,
wow.
And she's taking a lot of her team to Vallarta. So
amazing.
And there is many here that are coming that are really loving this, and it's amazing. And whoever is taking their time is right. I love what you said. It's timing, and we don't hate if someone wants to go slow or wants to take a break. It's a hard moment. It's very challenging what is going into the world, and some are living it harder than others. And it's fair enough if someone needs to stop. But we are here. we're here and we're going to be ready for everyone until they're ready. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to be running, but when people is ready to run, we are here. So
I'm so proud of you guys. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you guys. Well done with what you've created, you know, lately, and how you're all going to get to this event that's coming up. And it just inspires me to keep going and to keep wanting to talk to people, because there's so many beautiful people out there like you guys. And I mean, there's 20, nearly 30 of you on this call, and a lot of you are going to that meeting. And like you said, Mariana is already pro 4. Like I'm just like, what? It's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for having. And there is Maru as well. Maru is I think that Maru is like Talita and Jillian together in one person. So you can say super leader. Maru is the sponsor of Mariana. She's doing a beautiful job nurturing all her team, and she's a big leader. Maru is there. Maru. And I'm sure you're going to see her. Maru doesn't miss any events since day one. She always travels from Mexico, and she always goes in Mexico, the Life Vantage Mexico. They know Maru because Maru is going to come with her boss. She will rent buses and take her team to the events. So she's amazing, Maru.
Oh, incredible. That's, very inspiring. Well done.
Okay, well, ¿quieres decir algo, Maru?
No, just thank you, Janelle, for all your input. Thank you so much. Hopeful to see you soon.
No problem.
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I think that everybody is going to go rocking to the rest of the month, and Dia Puerto Vallarta is going to be amazing. And so that was a great tip as well, to go in with Carrie, all of them. Carrie, come here, because Carrie likes fun.
Yes, she does. Yeah. She wants to be a part of your group and your family. And there'll probably be other teams that are like, Carrie, come and talk to us. But, you know, if you can get in her face and just tell her how much you love her and ask her to come to lunch, she loves that. Yeah.
Definitely will do that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time and for your love and for those amazing tips. Yeah.
Good luck, everyone. I really hope the event goes well over there, and I hope you learn so much from Kerry, because I always do. I usually have a big book when I go because I take so many notes from all of her stuff. But yeah, good luck with it all, and I can't wait to watch your journeys.
Yes, we show you pictures, Janelle, and hopefully we can get all together again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And definitely you're coming to the Mexican crew to have a party wherever we are. Okay, the convention, because we know how to have fun. That's for sure. We like that. So yes,
I'll be there.
Definitely. All right, awesome. Well, thank you very, very much, and thank you guys. Muchas gracias a todos, chicos. Ya se nos fue la hora, el tiempo, y bueno, pues les mando la grabación. Saludos a todos. Thank you, and we just finished. Bye.